Hi there, this is Juan from Channel 31. I'm here with my very good friend Jess from Brazil. Jess, would you like to tell us for how long have you been here in Melbourne?
I arrived 3 months ago, so it's pretty recent. Yeah.
Why did you make the decision of coming here? Why specifically Melbourne?
Uh, in the beginning, I was thinking about the networking because I was really focused on how I could improve myself and my career. In Brazil, I used to work with marketing. But then when I arrived here in Australia, I realized that Melbourne is a lot more and bigger than just network. You can meet a lot of people, but you can also understand a little more about you because you have contact with multicultural people. So that's pretty interesting.
Very, very interesting. And when you make your decision to come here into Melbourne, what was your main focus? I mean, what was that main activity you thought about of doing, of carrying out when you once you arrived in here?
Well, being in Latin American, I knew that arriving here in Australia, I wouldn't have much opportunities to work in the field that I used to work in Brazil. So I was prepared to work with like a waitress, things like that. I wasn't really focused on my professional part of my life. When I arrived, I understood that I could work more around who I am and understand who I am and what I can do in terms of developing my skills, but not really specifically about working. So,
Understood. And do you think you have been able to develop your skills in the way you thought you would?
yes, of course, because I am now out of my comfort zone. First of all, because I need to speak English, which is not my native language. So, that's the first thing that I have to deal with. And second of all, you need to deal with the different cultures, not only Australian culture, but also like Colombian culture, because you meet a lot of Colombians, Asians. So it's pretty interesting because you can identify with things that you didn't even knew about. So yeah.
Noted. We're currently on the week of the International Women's Day, and I would like to know what does the International Women's Day mean to you?
Well, I see it as a day where I can remember all the things that women have to deal with on the daily basis, which is not the easiest. But I think that Women's Day is a reminder that we can do better every day. We can improve ourselves and we can help others and create a community around women. We can support each other and really understand what are the ways that we can work together so we can create a better environment for ourselves and at the same time not in a selfish way but for everyone so the community itself can be more happily and comfortable, let's say.
Thank you for that. What type of activities would you use to honor or to commemorate the International Women's Day? What would you suggest for people to do, or what would you like to do?
I always focus on self-care, but not like skincare routine and things like that because this is really focusing on my outside. But I try to focus more in the inside. So I try to remember all the things that I have to deal with as a woman. And I try to remember all the things that my mom had to deal with. And I'm very compassionate about it, and my friends, my women friends. So it's a lot of things that I kept myself thinking about, and I think that in general people have to give themselves a little more time to think what really means to be a woman in a society that not always is very nice with us, unfortunately.
What would you suggest for men to do, or what role should you suggest men to adopt during, not only during International Women's Day, but actually on a day-to-day basis in regards to the way in which they relate with women?
Maybe just remembering that we are human beings, and this is really basic, like this is obvious, But sometimes, specifically in my home country, Brazil, we have to deal with things that are not really normal, like being assaulted. And this is pretty weird because we are human beings. Like men and women, they don't have difference between themselves. We're just human beings. So maybe just trying to remember that we need to respect each other, independent of the differences.
Thank you so much, Jess. This was Juan for Channel 31.